UnCloned Insiders, it's time to go from unknown to uncloned. You got to have the UnCloned Book Bundle, the #1 book bundle in the marketplace to help you live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. All you have to do is head over to unclonedbb.com. That is UnClonedBB.com. Until next time, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Hey y'all, what's going on? Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. What's up? How are y'all doing? Merry Christmas. You know, if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. All right. Today is still a holiday. What's up? I debated on whether or not I even wanted to do this live stream, right? Because as you all know, today is a holiday. And people feel some kind of way when they see people working on the holidays. But I was talking to my husband. He was like, it's not about that. It's about you being consistent. Right. And so I knew I was going to do this video, but I was going to pre-record this video and then upload it and then have it premiere and all of that. Child, we didn't get to none of that. Hence why I am live. So I do have Christmas plans later on today, but I also wanted to make sure that I don't miss my streak, right? Every Wednesday since May, we have put up a YouTube video. So here we are. Now, I don't plan on this live stream being long, but I do want to provide you with some really good value today for Christmas. All right. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Let's get into it. So today I want to talk about my AI content repurposing prompts. I talked a little bit about how I get AI to sound like me, but today I want to talk about how I'm using AI to repurpose content. All right. So if any of you all create YouTube videos or you write written content like articles, blog posts, stuff like that, you're going to enjoy today's prompts because I'm going to be showing you how I use these prompts, and then that should give you some insight on how to apply it to your business, right? Okay, so with that being said, before I get into the first prompt, I do want to know if you all are using hold on, let me make sure I got my overlay locked so I can move my screen around. But I'm curious to know if you all plan on using Threads. All right. Another thing is I use I'm gonna be using a what do you call it? What is it Threads.s? I think Threads with an S. Okay. So let me log on to my Threads and let me see, is there a way to show y'all this? Can I show y'all this without showing everybody else stuff? Hold on, y'all. Let me go to my profile on Threads. I'm assuming this is probably my handle is here. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, cool. So here we are. Because I don't want to show everybody else's feed. So let me share my screen. All right, so let me know if you all can see my screen or not. Let me know if you all can see my screen or not. So let me share this. Let me zoom in. Okay, so before we get into the prompts themselves, I first want to show you how I have been using Threads. And I'm a person who never got into Twitter. So I don't even really understand how either of the platforms work. Because people always say, well, Threads is just like Twitter. Well, what about the people who never got into Twitter or understood what Twitter was? Okay. So, anywho, I feel like I need somebody to break down what Twitter is from a benefit perspective, because I have no idea, you know, what the benefit is. But nevertheless, um, for me, you know, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Okay. And people say you can make money from Threads. And I'm not talking about bonuses, y'all. I'm talking about me getting clients and customers. I could care less about a bonus. Okay. Bonus these pockets. So nevertheless, I'm on here, right? And one of the things you will notice is that I've made like these different threads, right? But how I was able to come up with these is based on me summarizing long form content. So if you aren't familiar with threads, your post cannot be more than 500 characters. Okay. And that is very hard for a person like myself who is very long winded. So what I've done is I've taken my long form content, whether it be a long, super long post that I make in school, whether it be my audio newsletter or a YouTube video, and I found a way to repurpose all of that content without having to recreate so much new content. So that's what I want to show you all today, is how I plan on maximizing that. All right. So with that being said, let me go back to my slides, and then I want to show you the prompts, and then I'm going to show you the prompt in action, and then we're going to go ahead and end on the live stream. Let me say this. If I don't see any questions by the time I end the live stream, then you would have to ask your question in the school group on wherever you may be seeing this video. You'll be able to ask your question. But for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and get into the content so we can go ahead and be done, because today is a holiday. But if you all have any questions as I'm navigating through the content, please put your question up now, because there is a significant delay between you and I. We're talking about 30 seconds. That's a long delay. So by the time you all are hearing it, I'm 30 seconds ahead of you. So that's why it's important to go ahead and put your questions up if you have any questions. All right. Okay. So AI content repurposing prompts to multiply your content in 2025. All right. So prompt number 1, this is how I take a long form piece of content. And this is typically written content. So it's a long form piece of content, and I ask the AI to summarize this into 500 characters. So this is what I say. Summarize this and the reason I say summarize this is because I don't want the AI to think that it needs to remember everything I said. Does that make sense? And so when I put it in there, I'm asking it to summarize this long piece of content. And then I'm also asking it to keep it within the 500 character range, right? So you will also notice in this prompt that I say, do not go over the 500 characters. Now, it doesn't always get it with precision, right? So it'll do 500 characters, but it don't know that on Threads that a character spacing counts as a character. So it may give you 500 words, but then when you try to copy and paste it to Threads, it don't work, because on Threads count spacing as a character. So when you go to paste it on Threads, you might need to tweak it a little bit to still make it work. But for the most part, I would say 80% of the time I can really work with it. But this is the prompt. So summarize this, when I say this, I'm referring to the content. So summarize this 500 characters. So summarize this into 500 characters. Do not go over the 500 characters. Don't make it one big paragraph. Add proper spacing. Maintain my voice, tone, emotion, and language. Why would I say all of that? Typically, when I'm talking, especially when I'm speaking to AI, it wants to overcompensate or add so much fluff to what I'm saying, because for some reason, AI always want to be the smart guy, right? And sometimes I just needed to just do a simple task without adding all the extraness, okay? And so that's why I will say things like, maintain my voice, meaning the tonality in which I'm saying something. I'm also asking it to maintain my emotion. So if I'm expressing emotion in the content, I want that to also be applied to what I'm saying. The other thing is language, right? I say very unique words, right? So man, thang, y'all. I don't want that to be omitted or to be grammarly corrected because AI don't feel like y'all is a proper word. Does that make sense? So when I'm using AI, I'm very explicit in telling it to maintain my voice, my tone, my emotion, and my language. Okay. Now, I do want to mention that it's hard-headed, meaning it doesn't always nail it. You might need to tweak it a little bit, but like I said, 80% of the time is very accurate. All right. So that's prompt number 1. Prompt number 2, this is different. So this is when I ask the AI tool, to give me quotes and sound bites. Okay. Give me quotes and sound bites. This is a game changer prompt because I get so much from all of the content I create. And I'm going to show you this in real time. Okay. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you a session that I did using these prompts, but I'm just teaching it to you first and then I'm going to show it to you. Okay. So long form content to quotes and sound bites. The reason I said quotes and sound bites is because in the PR world, in the media world, they want your content to be snackable, right? They need to be able to clip up very short segments of what you're saying and turn it into a sound bite. Okay. So this is the prompt that I wrote for that. So I say, take this content and create as many impactful quotes and sound bites that are intriguing and shareable. When creating these sound bites and quotes, make sure it feels like something that people want to share and it connects with their heart, soul, and emotions. All right. The quote and sound bite should feel like a complete thought, or they should feel like a lesson or aha moment. Please maintain my tone, emotion, directness, and language. Give me the most quotes and sound bites you can provide out of this content. That was a lot. Let me break down the different aspects of this prompt on why it works. 1, I'm asking it to make the content intriguing and shareable. 2, I'm asking it to maintain the heart, the soul, and the emotion of this content. All right. The other thing that's important to note here is that when you're creating this content and you're putting this out there, one thing that people forget oftentimes is that you need to be able to maintain the way you're saying stuff. Because when you don't maintain the way you're saying stuff and you're trying to be the AI instead of being yourself, your content feels like AI wrote it, right? It like I could tell when somebody said something and used AI to enhance it. And I could tell when somebody just straight up asked ChatGPT to write and craft them something, right? So it's a big difference between asking AI to enhance something you already written, right? This is not how it works, all right? I'm not asking you to take something that you asked ChatGPT to write up for you and then break it down to break it down. Everything I'm saying right now are original thoughts to Audria Richmond, okay? I just want to make sure that part is clear because oftentimes when people are using, especially when they're writing written content, you can tell that it's AI. The dead giveaway, okay, is a shit ton of emojis, right? That's a red flag. Like, okay, you totally used AI. Because like when every other sentence has an emoji or every other bullet point has an emoji and it's just like emoji throw up line, like you could tell you use AI, right? That's a dead giveaway. Also, I forgot what they call it in the grammar world, but it's like that little dash, right? It's that dash inside. I forgot I can't think of the grammar term for it, but it's a dash. And it's like these long dash. I forgot what they call them. But nevertheless, those are in your content. So I don't really care about that part because typically that's going to be seen in my content. But what I actually care about more than anything is, did the AI retain my tone and my emotion in which how I said something. Okay. Like that part is probably the most important part. All right. Again, if you all have any questions, put them in the comment sections. And then I'll be able to pull it on the chat. I'll be able to pull it on screen when we get to Q&A. All right. So this is me taking long form content, long form written content, and asking it to turn this into quotes and sound bites. All right. Cool beans. Now, this one is very specific to me. However, I wanted to share this prompt so you can understand how I'm repurposing something that I'm already doing. So every single Monday, I create an audio newsletter. And in that audio newsletter, I be going off. Like I would just be talking. But every audio newsletter that I do will always have an intro and an outro. So the intro will look something like, hey, welcome to the UnCloned Insider Newsletter. My name is Audria Richmond, blah, 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 right? I don't want AI to include that. Also, at the end of every piece of content, I say, until next time, let's go live an uncloned life or build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all. I don't want it to include that as well. I just wanted to take the meat and the essence of the content and exclude call to actions, intros, and outros. So that's how this prompt came about. So the prompt says, summarize this transcript without including the intro or the outro. For example, in the beginning, I say things like, welcome to UnCloned Insider Audio Newsletter. My name is Audria Richmond. Do not include that part as part of the summary. At the end, I'll always say, until next time, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Do not include that. Do not include any actions in the transcript where I'm asking people to visit a website or purchase something. Exclude that as well. Take this transcript and turn it into an actionable article in a summarized way. Do everybody got that? Just put yes in the chat. Also, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and like the video, okay? Right? If we're here watching this video, I'm giving you value. All you got to do is hit the like button. It's pretty easy. Just tap the button. Boom, you're done. All right? So those are the 3 prompts. Now let me get into showing you what this looks like in real action. All right? So let me go over to chat. Well, first off, let me show you the process first. All right, let me show you the process first. So let me come up a little bit and share my screen. So let me share my screen. Okay, cool. So what I like to do is find my find a video. So let me go over here and let me find a YouTube video that I've done. So let's say I might want to take an old YouTube video I've done. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, this one is good. So let's say I want to take let's say I want to take this YouTube video. Now I recorded this video 2 years ago. Okay. Now I might not want to clip up this video and turn it into a short, right? I might not want to clip this video up and make it shorter. Matter of fact, I might not even want a video from it at all. And I think that's the main part of this, right? So what you will notice is I will come over here and click on share, like get the video. And then I come over to this tool called YouTube Transcript Generator. And if you find an easier way to do it, more power to you. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and then I'm going to click on Generate Transcript. And when I click on Generate Transcript, it's going to take my transcript and it's going to write out everything that I said. Okay. The full transcript is right there. Okay. So now that I have this transcript, what I'm going to do is, and let me open up a new session. So give me 1 second. Let me go into chat and I'm going to open up another session. So give me 1 second. Okay, so let me go back over here and start a new session. Okay, So we just talked about the prompts and all the things, right? So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is how I plan on using it. So the first thing is I already have my transcript, but let me go get I already have my transcript from YouTube. Let me go get the prompt. So I'm gonna head over to Canva and copy and paste this prompt. Excuse me. Okay, so this is my YouTube one. All right, let me come back over here. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this prompt in here first. It's super long, I know. Then I'm gonna come over here and copy this transcript. And then I'm using return and shift, just FYI. And then I'm gonna put a little quotation mark there. Oh, let me go back. Let me come back over here, hit copy. Put that right here. Why is this not copy and pasting the whole thing? Hold on. Don't be ghetto right now. Now is not the time for this, bro. Matter of fact, let me just do it again because I don't know why it's doing that. All right, let me go back over here. I got another one just in case this one is acting stupid because I don't have time for this. Okay. Click transcript. Let's see. Okay. So copy. All right. I copy the content. I don't know why it is not copying this. Okay, so I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna find the other one. There's another one that I use. It's called, give me 1 second, y'all. Cause this joint is acting real ghetto. Okay, so it's a tool called Tactic. It's TACTIQ YouTube transcript situation. Let me copy and paste this. It's TACTIQ, and then you can just type in YouTube transcript and it should come up. Okay. All right. So let me copy and paste this. Sometimes I like using the other tool simply because it pulls it into paragraphs. And I don't know why I'm trying to make it easy for the AI tool, but I feel like it makes it easier for the tool to process it instead of trying to put one line on each one. But nevertheless, both still work. So I'm gonna hit enter. And it's doing its magic. Okay.
Certainly. To help craft a concise and actionable article or blog post summarizing the core points of this transcript.
I don't need you reading it to me right now. Thank you. So it's taking that content and it's summarizing, right? But sometimes I will tell the AI tool to write in first person. So I'll say write if I want it to sound more like me. So write in first person and don't exclude any stories told. So sometimes I will add that if I wanted to.
10 effective and affordable ways to market your business. When I started building my business, I didn't have much. No massive budget, no big team. Just me, my ambition, and a whole lot of figuring it out as I go moments. Looking back, I see how powerful those early lessons were. The strategies I used to grow back then still work today, and I want to share them with you. These 10 ways to market your business are effective, budget-friendly, and...
Bro, shut up. Goodness. Okay. So you notice this time it added more stories and more insights, right? Like with this, it added way more stories and way more insights. So it started with the story. It's written in first person. Why would I ask it to write in first person? Right? Because it's my video. It's my video. So I wanted to write it in first person. Right? I don't want it to try to, write it another way. Right? Okay, so let me see. Are y'all enjoying this? Do you have any questions? Because I don't see hardly any comments, and I know it's people here. So let me know if y'all just following along or y'all just chilling for Christmas. Okay, so once I do that, another thing I like to do is I like to take the transcript, and then now I like to say, okay, either I can take this article that it just written and then do the threads prompt, or I could take the content, I could go back and take the same transcript and just change out the request, like the prompt. So I'm gonna go back to the threads prompt, which is this one. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this one. And then put that there. And then I'm going to, let me go back to the other tool that I was just using, which is this one, and copy and paste the transcript and then put it here. Okay. And then hit enter. Okay. So right here is cooking, is now making those 500 words.
To market your business.
Okay. So these are the 500 words, but I can also space it out. So let's actually copy and paste this and see if it even makes sense on threads. So let me go to threads and put this in here and see if it give me a warning. So for starters, it's definitely within that 500 words, but then I can read this and see if it makes sense. To market your business effectively and inexpensively, focus on strategies like creating content. Okay. So I don't really like this. So I could say, bullet point this, right? I could say bullet point this.
Create and post content on social media platforms to engage your audience.
So I could bullet point this, but I still don't, I'm not really feeling this summary, right? The summary ain't really it. Like it could work, but I'm not really liking it, right? So it say, to market your business effectively and inexpensively, focus on strategies like creating and posting content on blah, 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 blah. I would omit Clubhouse because obviously Clubhouse is not relevant anymore, but it is pulling it from the transcript. Dedicate time daily to pitch your brand, host engaging events, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to say, because like the name of the video was 10 free and inexpensive ways to market your business. So I'm probably going to go back and say, hey, the title of this content is this, but then I might also say, I want the 500 characters. Let me go back up. I guess I could say, I want this to feel like business lessons, but don't be redundant. And what else I wanted to do? Don't exceed the 500 characters. Okay, hit enter. Let's see.
Build authentic connections by live streaming regularly.
Let's see the title, blah, blah, blah. And then it gave me some bullet points, and then I could say, don't make bullet points. I think that's the only thing I don't like about this new update with chat, is that it's memorizing stuff, but sometimes it'll memorize stuff I don't want it to memorize.
Marketing your business does.
Like it'll try to memorize like the last thing I asked from the last prompt. And I'm like, bro, I didn't ask for that. But anyway, okay. So marketing your business doesn't have to break the bank. Build connections by live streaming. So this sounds like it's more along the lines of what I was talking about. All right, so I can come back over here and then I can get rid of this and just type in. All right, so now let's see. Marketing your business doesn't have to break the bank. Boom. Space. Build connections by live streaming and sharing free content to establish authority. Boom. Next one. Use social media to engage with your audience, host webinars or events to showcase your value. Boom. Automate your processes to save time by scaling your efforts. Boom. Pitch your brand daily to uncover new opportunities. Diversify with digital and physical products and collaborate to expand your reach. And then I could say, I could close this and then put another one and then get rid of and. Okay. Yeah, I need to turn it off because I don't like that feature. to turn the memory off. Okay, so stay consistent and creative to stand out in your industry. So it's showing that I only got 2 characters, right? But these are all different bullet points, right? I don't have to put the bullet points on there because it may take up a space, right? So marketing your business doesn't have to break the bank, period. Build connections by live streaming and sharing free content to establish authority. Use social media with your audience and host events or I don't know if I like this. Let me see. Do I like this one? Let me see. Use social media to engage with your audience. I can get rid of this. I don't need that comma. And host webinars or events to showcase value. Automate your processes to say, see, I don't think when people are using AI, I don't think people take time out to make sure that they're reading it, making sure it sounds right. Every time I use AI, I always read it back to myself with the tool so I can make sure that it sounds right, read out loud, and it sounds right reading it. Most people won't sit here and tweak it like I'm doing right now. Like they want the shit straight out the can to cook. And that ain't really how AI works. Like it's not perfect. And this is why understanding like copywriting principles and writing principles and things like that is important. That way you will know if you're getting some garbage because you understand the foundations of writing copy, like copywriting and sales copywriting and persuasive writing. If you don't know those things, then you're going to just take out whatever AI gives you and you don't even realize you sound stupid because you're taking AI for face value and just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to copy and paste. I hardly ever just copy and paste. I'm always tweaking, even when it gives me an output. Oh, I really don't like that. Actually, I don't like the 3rd paragraph. Can you add this? Actually, I don't like this. I don't like the way that read. I actually feel like, okay, you sped up too much. Can you actually slow down? Okay, you didn't really encapsulate the story. Let me give you more details so the story can read better. You see what I'm saying? So like when you're using AI, it's not just about copy and pasting. It's about understanding copywriting and marketing principles. That way, when you're using AI, you will know when it's in alignment with what you're trying to do versus just copy and pasting. Okay? I hope that one little insight really help y'all think differently about it as you're utilizing it, right? Because I can't these prompts ain't gonna just cook just because I'm making it easy for y'all to use it. It cooks because I understand the output, the goal, and if I didn't even have AI, I would know how to write this. That's probably the biggest factor, right? So anyway, okay, so marketing your business doesn't have to break the bank. Build connection by live streaming and sharing free content to establish authority. Use social media to engage with your audience. Host webinars or events to showcase value. Let's see. Automate your process to save time while scaling efforts. Pitch your brand daily to uncover new opportunities. Diversify with digital and physical products and collaborate to expand your reach. Stay consistent and creative to stand out in your industry. I don't necessarily have to say this part, to be honest. I feel like it may start to feel a little redundant and then I can hit post, right? Boom, there go my thread. Why not make it a thread like a hook in the beginning and then read the other points? I could, but I didn't. I could have had a hook, but I wanted this to read more like tips, this particular one. But there are times where I will have a hook and then have some bullet points. But again, it just depends on, your strategy or how you want to approach it. All right. So that's how I'm using it to do the thread, right? So now that I have that, I could go back and say, okay, it gave me all of that, but I actually want to do my sound bites and my prompts now. So what I'm going to do now is go back to Canva and use this to get my quotes and sound bites. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay. And then put this in here. And then I also want to mention this too while we're at it. There is no right and wrong way to do content. Just FYI. Like what are you going to do to show up to be consistent with creating content? That's more important than trying to stick within some kind of rule, right? So you do what works for you. So let me put this in here. Okay. Because the content gurus will make you feel like you're doing it all wrong. And they're chasing something different. We're chasing business. They're chasing bonuses. That's 2 different mindsets. I'm trying to get a client and customer. I'm not trying to become the top guru on social media. Okay. All right. So let me go back and put this in here. Okay. Now what this is going to do, this prompt is going to be a little bit different. It's now going to provide like all the quotes and sound bites.
If you're not willing to invest time or money, don't expect to.
Okay. So you see what it's doing? It's giving me quotes from what I said. This is not, I didn't ask it to make up random stuff, right? I'm using a transcript from my own video, asking it to pull out what I want from it. That's the power I really want y'all to see, is that if you have original ideas and original content that you created via audio, written, or video, you can use these prompts in order to maximize these different prompts that I'm providing to you. Okay. So here are 40 quotes. Do I want to use all of them? Maybe or maybe not. Right. So one of the things I did say is, if Amazon can make 7,300 a second, you can make one sale a day. Start selling. Right. Like, that's something I actually said in the video. I remember exactly what I was talking about. I remember exactly what story I was telling right there in that moment. Okay. So anyway, those are all the quotes, the sound bites. I just showed you how I was able to turn a transcript into a piece of threads, so on and so forth. So even with this, I made 40 threads, right? If all of these quotes are usable to be able to share. So hopefully y'all understand that in this process. So that's prompt number 3. So that's for audio newsletter into written content. I just showed y'all the YouTube way, and this is the YouTube version of that. So summarize this YouTube video transcript, focusing only focus on the main content. For an example, if I say something like, welcome to my channel, my name is Audria Richmond, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing, but the only difference is I switched it up a little bit for the YouTube video. I'll let y'all watch the replay to grab that grab that prompt. All right. So let's see. Join our community if you haven't already done so. So if you're not a part of our school community, let me also say this, because I need to change up the way I invite people into this community. One, this is not a community where you just come and chill. So if you're not going to be an active contributor or active participant, please do not request to join. And if you are in the group and you don't get active within 14 days, you will be removed. And so I want to make sure that we're cultivating a space of contribution and not a community of just taking without adding any value. Okay. We talked a lot about that when you join our group. So if you feel like you are an entrepreneur and you're going to be an active participant, an active contributor, I want to invite you to join us inside of our free community on school. That's uncloned.group. All right. And if you have not taken your UnCloned brand score, go ahead and head over to unclonedbrandscore.com to take the UnCloned brand assessment so you can learn your UnCloned brand score for free. Over 1,190 people have taken the assessment. So if you have not went over to unclonedbrandscore.com yet and taken the assessment, make sure you go ahead and do that. All right. So let's see. I think I only seen maybe 1 or 2 questions. Let's see. All right. So the first question I seen is, and let me change up this color real quick. Give me 1 second. I want to change up the color. Okay. So I'll just change that out. Boom. Here we go. Okay. So the question is, let's see. Are you doing this with video and written text? Yes. So if it's video, I'll use it with the transcript. If it's written text, I will just copy and paste the text and then use the prompts based on the text. But the text has to be like long enough for it to make sense. You know what I mean? Because if it's not long enough, it's like, what's the point, right? You will notice that a lot of I normally, just to answer your question, I use maybe content that has like 3,000 words or 2,000 words. That's typically when I use that. So hopefully that answered your question. All right. Next question. Why not make it a thread, like a hook in the beginning and then the other points to the thread? I could. I think I did answer that question live. Okay, so do we have any other questions? I think I asked that, answered that. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, cool. So, anywho, thank you all so much for tuning in to this live stream, especially today on Christmas. If you're watching it on the replay, I hope you find some really cool insights and you'll be able to utilize these prompts. And I pray that you being able to repurpose your content and save your time, which is the reason why we do it anyway, is something that you embrace as we go into 2025. So, thank you all so much for showing up today. Until next time, y'all, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.